Good. How you doing?
We're just fine, still in lockdown. Actually, we have approximately a week and a half, a bit more than that. But we're doing well, staying at home, have fun with kids and family, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so I talked to you about kind of a post that we received from time to time, and I would like to hear your opinion about it.
Yeah, that's the one on. Yeah, on that one, the gentleman mentions that there's going to be these skyrocketing foreclosures in 6 months, which is absolutely not true. I'm talking specifically in Cleveland, Ohio, though. So in Cleveland, Ohio, the laws are such a way that the mortgage companies don't want to foreclose on these, so they're going to do a lot of the mortgage payments that were missed, if there was any, um, to be put on back of the mortgage. Now, the other thing that you need to take into consideration too is most of these people are working. We're only at about a 5% unemployment rate, which is not the greatest, but it's by far not a disaster either. So a lot of people are
Right.
working from homes, stuff like that. In fact, we rented one of your homes to an Amazon lady who was living in California, working for Amazon, but was working from her home. Decided to move back to the Cleveland metro area. So no, it's not going to be. There's not going to be foreclosures.
Okay. Um, can you share with us your knowledge about the status today and what's going on in the market right now?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we won't see that as much is because of the inventory. There's no inventory, and people are buying. Interest rates are extremely low. So this is one here that we can actually look at here. We kind of preset it, but this one we paid $75,000 for as of the end of last year. So this one was over in Bedford. You might want to share what your client. Well, let's go over the first of all. Let me look at the actual. So here's the other thing. We rented that on 316 of 20 for $1,100. It was only on the market really 10 days. It just people had to
Yes.
move, and we agreed to let them move in at that time. All that stuff. So you might want to mention to what the client said about this particular property.
Well, I had a meeting with the client, with the investor last week regarding this property. We bought it by then. The market value was around 105. Today, is at least, in my opinion, 120. So
Yeah.
market going up, that's for sure. We see it in every city and every location that we work over there.
And one thing you want to mention too, what was her return on her rental income?
More than 9.5%.
Wow, that's amazing. So these
Yes,
are the kind of houses we really like to focus on, me and you. So I think this is another success story that we can talk about, and this was during the COVID time too. I mean, our fallout rate for renters is, I don't know, not more than three, I believe, but I mean,
right.
so it's very, very good uh, retention of the tenants, and that's because of the equity growing properties that we were buying. Because if you're looking at, I read into his article and I noticed that he says the uglier the better. Totally false. The more
Mhm.
work you put in it, the more money you make. Totally false. Believe me, I've done over 1,000 properties. I've done many rehabs, and that's not true. When you're doing too much rehab and you're not getting a good deal up front, you really don't know what you're getting into. As you know, Sagi, we run into that with a few homes. We don't know everything going on with the property. So having all that work may be one thing, but also getting it done, budgeting it, get the crews, getting it done through the city. A lot of work. It's very hectic and very crazy. So when you're buying cheaper homes like that, they're usually in bad areas. Number one, because you're not going to find a $25,000 house in Bedford or any of the cities we
Absolutely.
buy in. But if they're selling you a $25,000 house, the best thing to do is go on Google Maps, put that address on there, do a street view, and look at all the amenities are there. Is there nice grocery stores, nice retailers? Is there those kind of amenities in that area? Because that's very important to any kind of equity growth and the quality of
Correct.
tenant that you're going to get.
Correct. Also, there are a lot of tools that the investor can check by themselves about the area. Even Julia can show that. It's a simple tool as that they have. Area vibes. So my investors know how to use these tools in order to check the crime zone, the school score. They have all like kind of point of view about the area. And I always said that the most important thing is the man on the ground. Like when you work with someone that know and feel the area and live there and understand the market, that's the most important thing.
Well, and that's so true because if you do not know that, and you're getting some wholesaler sending you a property that he's marked up $50,000. I've seen him as high as 60. Is your best interest really being kept, or you feeling his pocket full of money? So the more money that they can stack on construction or stack on the purchase, it's just more money for them, less money for the investor. When you buy the right properties, like this one was $70,000 that we bought. How long has this tenant been living there? It's been 2 years, hasn't it?
I think 2 years, maybe a bit more. This
Yeah,
is came from a
because it was
life there.
yeah, we've only put one tenant in. They moved in May of 19. So
He's finished now his second year.
yeah. So if you look at if you look at this, and this is full disclosure, this isn't an audited website, Sagib. This isn't stuff that we can make up. That's why I'm doing it like this, is because I can't control what goes on the MLS, but they do control the numbers. And if you're not right, you could lose your license or lose your ability to be on the
Right,
MLS. So this one was rented in
right.
25 days for the $1,100 a month, and they're still there today. So they've been in
But
there
I
since.
believe the rent over there today is around 1,200.
Correct. What's the one we just did? We just did one right down the street in Eleanor. So we
Yes.
have like four doors down. So great opportunity. But what you got to look at, this particular property is worth 130,000 too.
Correct.
And if you notice on this one, the roof is really nice, and you can look at the inside. It's got siding. It was a gorgeous house. I mean, it was all put together well. We put the flooring in. If you notice, there's not carpet there, as we talked about,
Yes.
because that costs the investor a lot of money. Because you got to keep putting carpet in. It's easier for me to put carpet in, but I just soon not. And this flooring should last 4 to 5 years, and that way they're taken care of and all that. Now, I know someone's going to say, well, there's carpet in here. Well, that was already there. We didn't put it in there. It was new carpet, so we left it, but we will replace it with
Yes.
linoleum next. So,
Hmm.
but as you can see, this was a nice house, and we made it nice. So that was another one. Now let me go show you one more here on one more just for because I don't want people to think that we have a lot of these type of houses that we can show you, but because of time restraints, we can't. So here's another one. Oh, I think it's this one here. No, it's that address. Wrong one. So when do we buy that one?
Yeah,
What
that's the one. Not 3139 Elder.
was it? This one? Yeah, it's this one. So this one we got lucky and got for $50,000. You're not going to find that anymore. But we got this one for 50. And if you notice, it was September night. That's before prices. When prices were going up. But one thing too that Bedford was just gotten rid of the point of sale, which we knew about.
Maybe I'll sell it. I can make a lot of money on this one.
Yeah, exactly. But this is when the point of sale was going away in Bedford, and we knew the pricing was going to go up there. So we
Correct.
got a few that we could get for the going prices, and you couldn't get that for these anymore. I mean, the wholesale price on this is 80, 85. So again, this was bought there, and so let's look at the rental on it. And this is an audited site again. It's not my numbers. It's, I have to have the right numbers. So this one was 1,050 for us. Again, the prices weren't up then, but it took us 74 days. But that was in February of last year. So they've been in there almost a year now. So
Yes.
1,008 square feet. So what that would rent for around 1150 now. But you can see that the inside was had a double car garage, a brick house. Just a nice home. And the reason, just so you know, in the winter, right after the holidays, you'll see that it'll be a little slower for a little while. It will pick up, but it does take a little bit longer. If you notice, we put the right colors in there. It's just a nice house.
Right.
So yeah, those are three good examples, but they stay, and they pay, and they in good areas. They're close to amenities. There's a Walgreens, Eagles in Bedford. There's good restaurants. And they're 10, 15 minutes from Macedonia or Solon if they want to go there.
If I look at 2008, what happened then, even though it was a real estate crisis or financial crisis, most of the foreclosures were in the bad areas. Most of them.
Well, but it was a totally different realm because of financing. In
Right.
2006, basically I was in Arizona then, but what they would do is if you had a green card, one that you can get back and forth to the United States, and a utility bill, you could get a mortgage. They had one called,
Correct.
they had one stated income. Stated income meant if you went and told them you made $1 million a year, they would put that on the loan. They wouldn't verify it. Now people are gonna say, well, they got stated income now, and they do, but they verify the income through the bank accounts and checking accounts. Totally different world. And the other thing too is there was a lot of cash deals during the from '08 till 16. So there's not mortgages on these things either. A lot of homes don't have mortgages anymore. And the ones that do have mortgages, I just sold. I'll show you one I just sold, a retail deal that I did. Let me see. So this particular one here, this one sold for 389,900, but the lady that was coming in put $250,000 down for a down payment.
I
That's
understand
you
that.
see,
Most
people
of
are
the
putting
money
more and
came
more
from
money down because the 4 years of
yeah.
Trump, they got more money in their bank account and they got more money to put down.
Right. All right. So I understand your point. I think we can imagine what will happen in about half a year from now. Definitely not a lot of foreclosures.
Well, let me look at something here real quick for you on this. If you look at, you will go to Google and I'll look because I know it's there. Google real estate market. And this isn't me saying it again. This is the so-called experts, which I agree with on this one. Let's see here. They're all saying, well, let's look at this one. This one here, the housing prediction forecast, the global prediction. Let's see, they're predicting the housing to go up. So that's what they're trying to say here on this one. So
Right.
so that one, or you can go to Forbes. Forbes is saying I read through this. This basically everything's going to go up, just because of the inventory alone. Now, what may happen, which is going to be great for the market, is after the COVID, and we talked about this, Sagiv, is
Yes.
you'll be able to maybe have some more homes on inventory, right? So
Correct.
so I think that'll be good for that. Um,
Absolutely.
so the trends are all good. Everybody's saying that. Stronger. Here's one from Zillow, which everybody reads, right? Bold prediction of stronger housing market across the board. So everybody's seeing what I'm seeing for 2021, that we're going to have a strong real estate market, and but we still get great deals, and it's still a great time to
Yeah.
buy. And you want to
Right.
buy whenever the market's good too, because that's going to show you the areas that you want to be in, and that won't suffer if there is a big loss in income. Your luxury homes are going to maybe go down in price a little bit because they built too many of them, but your mid-priced home, they didn't build them from '08 to 16.
Yeah.
So '06 to 16, they didn't build hardly any medium-priced homes because there was no money in it.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I think that We have a long roadmap, like the upcoming year and two at least, and the prices will still go up. And that's the way I see it. That's the way I present it to my investors. Brett, thank you very much for today.
Oh no,
Really
thank
appreciate
you.
your help, and be in touch. Thank you
All
very
right.
much. My friend.
Thank you so much, Sagif.
Thank you. All right. I was